It's mailbag time here on the Cowboys Report. First up from D Warrior, we need more emotions. This is several super thanks he has here. Need more emotions. Top teams, NFL preset moving is Miami and San Francisco. Two of the best offenses, if not the best. Detroit, Rams, Chiefs, right behind them. They all have good to great offensive minds. Mike is outdated. Dak looked great in Kellen's system. I think it's clear Dak is not comfortable in this offense like he was with Kellen Moore. The way the reads are designed in Mike's offense is different from how Kellen did it. We're implementing more seam and deep comebacks and post and digs. I'd throw in the deep dig in there as well. Yeah, Kellen did some dumb trick plays, but he seemed to fit Dak better than Mike's system. If worrying about the picks is all you do, then you will play conservatively and ultimately score less. Now, those super thanks came in before the game, and this one came in after. Dak plays better off than improvising. I don't think it's an accident that Dak has his best game and to sort of play on his own way and do his thing. It was a bad Chargers D, but they stifled the run, and Dak came to play with no ground game and a terrible offensive line. I agree with everything D Warrior said on that one. A quick super thanks here from CJ DeYoung III, who was enjoying It's the Cowboys Offense's Star Wars Episode 9. Still in that's true. But by the way, even that moment had the occasional good flash, but fell apart in the third act. Really the second act, if we're being honest. All right, today's show, you're seeing some super thanks, right? It's a feature on YouTube, allows you to donate outside of live videos. Simply click that little heart icon with the dollar sign in the middle, edit your message, send in whatever you want to. We appreciate your support. Every super thanks will be a shout out. Marcus Arnold, thanks. Interesting how after a video how the refs are cheating for certain teams. The Browns beat the Niners, holding them to 17 points. The Jets took the Eagles to the limit. Yeah, the refs kind of screwed the Niners in that one, by the way. I do not believe the refs are cheating. I think they are simply bad at their jobs. Because it happens in every game, and every team complains because there are a bunch of bad calls in each of those. And I will never defend the officials. So spam F the refs in the comment section. They were terrible in the Cowboys-Chargers game again. Cowboys won us by a bunch of flags. I hate the flags. They're not good at it. Spam F the refs for me in the comments. Mighty Ant, why didn't we go after, I'll get it down here, Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy did not become your offensive coordinator because he wasn't going to call the plays. It's going to be Mike McCarthy. So he wanted to go where he could be a play caller. It's been up and down so far in Washington. Some inconsistencies. They've been a bit better. Their defense is super good, by the way, when Jack Del Rio's not making a mess of it. So you were never going to hire Bieniemy to be a non-play calling OC. Austin Carey, thanks. I don't think the boys would do it. But who would you want to pursue as a new head coach if a real coaching search was done? Or would you rather give Dan Quinn a chance to prove himself after how things were the last time he was head coach? I want a real search. I would like to pursue an offensive mind if I could. I think Ben Johnson's doing some awesome stuff in Detroit. I think if it fails the way we think it would fail, right, where the offense is just not good enough again, and McCarthy's offense is outdated again, I think you need some radical change on that side of the football. I think that would begin with bringing in a new offensive scheme and not running some still semblance of, you're still having elements of the Jason Garrett offense, of the North Turner offense. Like, you haven't actually changed your scheme outside of like a core radical scheme change in a very long time. Now, who do you think will end up being the Cowboys head coach in 2024? MM for Mike McCarthy, DQ for Dan Quinn, or O for other? Go vote at the pinned comment of today's show. Leroy Pearson Jr., what can we do to jumpstart the ground game? Execute better. Get some outside zone runs. Honestly, use some pre-snap motion. If you are so static when you run the football that it makes it easy on the defense. They're not getting distracted by guys in motion. They're just staring and reading. You know, the reason why you busted that nice 18-yard run was a great design. You brought CeeDee Lamb in motion. You do a read option there. It's basically a triple option. At least you have the option to do it. You read the defensive end. Lamb's in motion. Lamb took two guys with him on that play. That's how worried they were. So do more motion. You've had success on those Brandon Cooks jet sweep plays. Distraction. bring him in motion and fake it to him and hand it off to Pollard. That's going to pull a linebacker, pull a safety out of the way, get the eyes going the wrong direction. Use some misdirection and motion to maximize your ground game and get some stuff going on the outside. D-Web, why don't we use the fullback or I formations? They do a little bit. Honestly, if you want my real answer why, as much as I like Hunter Luepke as a player, he's not really a fullback. Like, you thinking fullback, you're thinking, oh, he's a great run blocker. He's really not. He's not terrible there, but this is not like, an elite lead blocker like the way Kyle Juszczyk is. He's got some other elements of Juszczyk's game, but he's not an elite run blocker. He's not clearing out massive holes for you. So it's in the playbook, but he's not this dynamic run blocker, if we're being honest. Now, today's show is made possible by Factor Meals. It is the busy fall season. I do not have time to prep and cook and clean and all that stuff when it comes to making dinner for myself, my wife, or vice versa. And, of course, 2-year-old baby Olivia. That's why we love Factor Meals. If you are too busy to cook this fall, but want to make sure you are eating well, get Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. It can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your health lifestyle. Don't go get fast food on the way home from work. Use Factor instead. They're giving you 50% off when you go to factormeals.com/CowboysChat50 and use code CowboysChat50. That's code CowboysChat50 at factormeals.com/CowboysChat50 to get 50% off. Pug Racer, choosing Gallup over Amari Cooper looks really bad now. Always did. Always did. Amari's still a great football player, and you miss you would have loved him against the Niners. There's a guy that can get open on man coverage. Gallup sure ain't right now. It's a big mistake. Chris B, Tony Pollard is not a run up the middle 20 times type of back. I agree. Get him on the edges. He's actually been really dynamic in the passing game because he gets the ball with some space. The interior run blocking has not been good enough. I don't know why they keep doing inside zone so much. I really don't understand it. D-Web, make Dan Quinn hire McDaniels as OC if he gets fired. I do think McDaniels is a good offensive coordinator. Sometimes I wonder if he's worth the hassle it brings along, but that is a viable name. It is better than just promoting Schottenheimer and not actually changing anything on offense, because if you fire Mike, radical change on offense has to happen. Matt, can you trade Michael Gallup for a better wide receiver? I mean, if you move a big draft pick, sure. I really don't think there's much interest in Michael Gallup right now because other NFL teams have eyes too. Like, they're seeing a guy that's not getting open, not winning contested catches, and has been a shell of himself and is wildly over-targeted, by the way. So I don't have much faith in at this point in Michael Gallup. I would be very, very surprised if that was a route that they tried to go. I don't think that's a very likely outcome here. From Raging Tom Downey, call the Colts for Kenny Moore. Not a bad idea. People said Jordan Lewis played bad. I actually don't think Lewis played bad. He had a bad rep in the end zone, really bad rep when he's kind of just like jogging out there. Might have been a miscommunication on whose man it was supposed to be, but I think he's been fine. But if you want a good nickel corner, I do think Kenny Moore is the best, maybe feasible one available. Vincent Miner, stop running on first down. They knew what the play was every time. Let Dak deal. It's a better offense for you right now. You can still run the ball some. I'm not saying abandon the run, but when the ground game sucks, stop calling inside zone or duo, whatever the terminology is. I'm pretty sure it's duo for the Cowboys. Quit calling it for 2 yards. I agree. From Tyler, what about Jaron Kearse to full-time linebacker? I think he looks too stiff out there in coverage, and I trust his tackling at linebacker more. This lets Parsons play more defensive end, and Mukwamu can replace Kearse's spot. I mean, from a practical standpoint, Jaron Kearse is a linebacker. Like, of his 300-something snaps, all but 50 have come at deep safety. Like, everything else is in the box. So he basically is a linebacker. I also don't think it would be Israel Mukuamu who's next up. I think it would be Wanye Thomas who would get the nod there over Kearse. The way they use those three safeties is they put them in the box a lot, especially Wilson and Kearse. So he's not a listed linebacker, but he's playing as many linebacker reps as Marquise Bell is. So kind of ends up being 6 of one, half a dozen of the other for me. Now, 57% of you who watch us here at the Cowboys Report are not subscribed. Yet you keep coming back. You like watching us. So hit that sub button. More free Cowboys videos when you subscribe right now. Chris B. Mike running the ball to prove why he fired Kellen Moore. I don't even know if it is a proved why he fired Kellen Moore thing, and maybe more of a this is why he fired Kellen Moore, or got parted ways with Kellen Moore, whatever. I just think that he wants to run the ball more, and that's not – he wants to be conservative, and it's going to kill this team if they do not make some changes. Jay Gonzo 11. Think they are happy with the running back room, or just look for another change of pace back? I think if you want to change a pace back, isn't it a bigger back? Again, I think that you're first off, Tony Pollard has been great in the passing game, in both protection and in on passes. The ground game has not been good. I think that is because of the offensive line. I would focus on fixing that part before I try to add a running back when there aren't very many good ones available. Gangsta Big Chungus. Fire Mike, make Dan Quinn head coach, then hire Rex Ryan as defensive coordinator. What's the purpose of hiring Rex Ryan as DC? You just promote, Joe Witt or Adam Dirty into the defensive coordinator role, and let Dan Quinn still be in charge of defense. There's no reason to bring in a different defensive mind that's not going to run the same scheme. From Donnie, trade for Danielle Hunter. I think he is available. I think that would give you another dynamic pass rusher. I would rather go get a linebacker so I can let Micah do his pass rush stuff. He's better there. He's a better pass rusher. Like, out of necessity, you can give him some reps at off-ball linebacker, but he had 8 pressures again. Awesome stuff. Had the critical sack down the stretch. Like, I would not be mad if they got Danielle Hunter, if they could ship out, maybe some balancing acts to make the money work and the depth work there, but I don't think they'd go that route, even though it would be a fun addition for the Dallas Cowboys. So name a player who you want to trade for. Any player. Realistic, please. Can't get it. Patrick Mahomes. I'd love him. Can't do it. Sound off in the comments section. Leroy Pearson Jr. Do you see Bell replacing Kearse next year? Would not be surprised. Maybe Wanye Thomas gets some run there. Maybe they draft somebody again. Maybe they try to give Mukuamu some more, who's kind of been a backup for you this year, has not emerged the way I thought he was going to. Would not be surprised if that happened. Rather than trade for a receiver, let's see what Tolbert and Brooks can do with the real game load. You spent a 3rd-round pick on Jalen Tolbert. Give him a chance. D-Webb. I think Gallup will be phased out during the bye, and Tolbert and Turpin will be phased in more. Also throw Turpin in that same conversation. I hope so. It is not production-based. Why Gallup keeps getting so many targets. It is not a meritocracy right now at wide receiver. It is because of the money that they've paid him. I'm trying to win football games. Let me see what Jalen Tolbert can do moving forward.